Hi, my name is Tiffany Hall-Terry, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement for Caritas. Caritas works to break the cycles of homelessness and addiction through a family of 4 programs. Our first program is an emergency shelter, which provides 50% of the beds to single men and women in our city. We provide a safe place for them to sleep, 3 meals a day, and opportunities for fellowship for them. We also have a furniture bank, which partners with 100 different agencies, other organizations like American Red Cross, groups that provide services for veterans, or even domestic violence victims. We help them when they are starting over in life by providing them with household essential items. We want all of those things that are gently used or brand new to help them start over. Our third program is called The Healing Place. It's a long-term, peer-driven, residential recovery facility for men. They can come in there and they stay with us for a year or longer, and the whole program is absolutely free. If they finish that program, a year later, 70% of them are clean and sober. And then our final program is called Caritas Works. It's a workforce development program. It's 5 weeks long. It's 160 course hours, which we know is a lot. When they finish that program, within 30 days, 90% of them find employment. And then we track them for 2 years, making sure that we help them accomplish their goals as they continue on out in the world and standing on their own feet. That seems like a lot of programs, but I tell you what, we're not even finished. In 2020, we are so excited to say that Caritas is going to be opening the Caritas Center. We will roll all of our programs into this building, and the cornerstone will be the healing place for women. We're excited to be able to help women that will be coming out of prostitution, domestic violence situations, and even trafficking. And here's the thing. For more than 30 years, we've been doing that work because of the community, because of people like you. We couldn't do this work without our village, and so we're so grateful that you all have been part of that. We're excited to be with you all tonight. We hope that you'll come by the table so that you can learn some other ways to shine your light. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Michael Whaley, and I currently serve as the Director of Outreach for Richmond Friends of the Homeless, a grassroots nonprofit that was founded in 1986 to enrich and strengthen the lives of individuals who are food insecure in some of the most impoverished neighborhoods in Richmond. We do this by serving a nutritional meal 365 days a year at noon. We have 3 locations across the greater Richmond area. And thanks to volunteers like you who've given your time and talents over the years to prepare food and serve food and be the light of Christ, since 1986, we have served over 4 million meals. 4 million meals, that's a lot of meals. So who do we serve? Well, we certainly serve the homeless, as our name implies, but in addition to the homeless, we also serve the under-resourced. We serve the unemployed. We serve those who work 2 jobs, a family that has 2 jobs, they have a budget, they live from paycheck to paycheck. Then that emergency happens, perhaps it's a medical bill, maybe an automobile repair, and they find themselves in financial distress. We serve the senior citizen who has to make the decision whether or not to have their prescription filled or to buy food for the week. And we serve children living below the poverty line, living in conditions that are almost unimaginable. You know, there's something very special about sharing a meal together, about breaking bread together. Jesus did this throughout the Gospels, and he exemplifies for us. When we sit down together, we start to share our stories, and we find that we have so many things in common, and we build those relationships. And after we build those relationships, people come to us and they tell us during these meals that they don't have any food in the pantry, that their cars are in the shop and they can't afford to pay that bill, that their power's been turned off. That's when we reach out to ministry partners like you and community partners across the greater Richmond area to find resources for them and to give them hope. You know, before I came on board as the Director of Outreach, I served with Richmond Friends of the Homeless as a volunteer for over 15 years. So I've witnessed firsthand over the years the impact this ministry has on those we serve. Jesus tells us in the Gospels that when we serve the least of these, we're serving Him. And it's been my experience that I have seen the face of Christ in every single person that we serve. I invite you to prayerfully consider becoming a ministry partner so that together we can continue to be the hands and feet and heart of Christ in this community as we share Jesus' light with the world.
My name is Catherine Moore, and I am the Volunteer and Administrative Coordinator at Safe Harbor. And at Safe Harbor, we work with survivors of sexual and domestic violence and human trafficking and help them to heal and rebuild their lives. And all of our services are completely free to the survivor. And those services range from providing shelter in our safe houses, a 24-hour confidential helpline, court advocacy for those seeking help navigating the court system and seeking protective orders, hospital accompaniment, providing supportive services for those individuals who have experienced intimate partner or sexual violence in some of our local hospitals, counseling, support groups, case management in both English and Spanish, and community education and outreach and prevention work. And the work we do, we could not do without volunteers. Elizabeth Andrew actually said that volunteers don't necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. So please come by and talk to me today. I would love to talk to you about how we both can further light the world.
Hi, I'm Linda Tishier with YWCA Richmond, and we use volunteers all the time at our organization to help us achieve our mission. There are a number of ways that you can provide your talent or your time or your passion to help us and help our clients. There are a number of different areas at YWCA where you can volunteer. If you're interested in doing events or administrative work, we are always looking for people to help us with those kinds of things throughout the whole year. In addition, we have a vibrant preschool program here, and so if you're interested in working directly with children, you can volunteer to work in one of our classrooms alongside our teachers. And lastly, we also provide domestic and sexual violence services for the Greater Richmond region. And so we run the Greater Richmond Regional Hotline as well as the Greater Richmond Hospital Accompaniment Program. Both of those require volunteers who are specially trained and who are available 24/7 year-round. So you would sign up for shifts for that, but both of those services are full day and full night, full year programs, and you go through about 40 hours of training to be a specialist on our hotline or our hospital accompaniment program. And that's if you want to do more direct service with survivors of violence. But wherever you might volunteer at the YWCA, we absolutely could use your extraordinary talents and passion in our organization. Help us light the world by coming to YWCA and volunteering. Thank you.